BlogTalk Radio.
Welcome to the AME Food Testing Show. Today's guest is Andreia Huebner from the University of Nebraska's Food Processing Management Certificate Program. Dr. Huebner has a bachelor's degree in food engineering and a master's degree in environmental and agricultural microbiology, both from Brazil. Her Ph.D. degree is in food science and technology from the University of Nebraska, Lincoln, with a strong background in food safety and molds and mycotoxins. Her area of interests include the development of quality control mechanisms and HACCP assistance, focusing on food, dairy, and feed products. She conducts applied research and provides technical advice, training, activities for improvement of safety and quality of food and pet processes. She is a member of the International Association for Food Protection and the Institute of Food Technologists. Please welcome Dr. Huebner from the University of Nebraska's Food Processing Management Certificate Program. Dr. Huebner?
Yes, good morning, Andy. Thanks for the introduction.
Well, you're most welcome. Would you like to add anything to your illustrious credentials?
Sure. I have been with the university for the past 8 years, the last 2 as a professor in the Food Processing Center. At this position, I have been able to interact a lot with the industry by providing technical assistance and training through the center. My main background area, as you mentioned, is in food safety, more specifically microbiology. And I have a special interest in molds and mycotoxins, which are toxins that are produced by molds. Lately, I have had the opportunity to help companies improve their quality control and safety systems and also help them validate some processes. And while we were working with them, a common theme always kept recurring: the need for employee training and the difficulties and hurdles that comes with that. So at the center, we decided that it was time to develop a program that could assist those companies by providing broad scope training for their employees, all with the quality and safety of the final product in mind.
Dr. Huebner, that's a fascinating concept. I've always endorsed adult education, particularly those that are currently in the field seeking the most up-to-date and modern training. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Food Processing Management Certificate Program?
Sure. The Food Processing Management Certificate Program is a practical distance education program that covers a broad scope of key topics for food processing professionals seeking to advance their career or increase their productivity at work and improve performance in all areas of the food processing business. Our program was designed to provide practical training and education to professionals that are working or who are interested in working in the food processing industry but do not have a formal education in this area. It is ideal for food processing plant workers, supervisors and managers, quality control and assurance personnel, supervisors and managers in supplier or distributor companies, and also government regulators. And it was just natural that the University of Nebraska Lincoln would offer such a program, since it has one of the leading university food processing centers in the United States. Our center was started in 1983, and has been assisting, training, and helping the food manufacturing industry in Nebraska, the United States, and around the world since then. The center staff is able to work with products in every major food group and can help create new and improved food products. We also conduct nutritional evaluation and testing, provide microbiological analysis, and assess consumer reaction. With this comprehensive foundation in food processing, we feel that the center can offer an exceptional opportunity for individuals to advance their careers in the food processing industry. So that's how the program came about.
Wonderful. And I think there's a difference between a degreed program and a certificate program. What are the goals of the program?
Well, the main goal of this program is to help the food industry to offer products that are safe and of quality. And to get to that, we offer education. Not necessarily a degree, as you mentioned, but it's going to give the employee information to better do their jobs. The whole program can be seen as a promoter of food safety and quality. In the program, we have an entire module dedicated to safety and quality. But the other modules can also be tied to that. For example, the module on product development and aspects of food processing will discuss about the aspects involved in developing and producing a safe product. Even the last module of the program on human resources and management can be linked to safety and quality, because managers that are better prepared to train their coworkers, help them with conflict resolution, and are sensible to diversity in the workforce can certainly create a pleasant working environment, which is key when asking of employees their best attitude towards quality and safety. More specifically, Andy, we expect that upon completion of the program, employees will increase their opportunity for promotions and pay raises at their current employer, increase their productivity and effectiveness in their current position, be better prepared to meet the challenges of new regulatory requirements, also improve communication with other departments in their company by better understanding their language and perspectives, and also be more competitive for other jobs within the industry if they choose to change jobs in the future. The employer, on the other hand, will benefit from graduates of the program because the graduates will become more productive in their current positions. They will be able to solve problems more quickly and efficiently, and they will be better prepared to comply with regulatory requirements, which is very important nowadays. Also, by investing in their professional development, the employer will benefit from more qualified employees for future supervisory and management positions, and also from improved employee retention. And that's a very important aspect in the food industry. You don't want to spend a lot of time and effort training employees just to lose them, right?
You know, Andrea, all of those are excellent points, and I can relate to one of them, which is the culture of food safety in an organization. If the team is not all on board or they're not adequately trained, then you have that disconnect between the organization goals and the actual operation. I also think that employers that invest in their employees reap a lot of benefits. They reap I hate to call it, but the loyalty of the individual because they've retained their training there. And that retention is very important. How is this program conducted? Is it like a long distance online? You know, I hear a lot about online programs, or is it a residence type program?
Okay. Well, the program is totally delivered online. Students can register and start taking the lectures at any time. Upon registration in our website, students are given access to our exclusive portal where the lectures are delivered on a video format. The program has 3 modules, and each module has about 20 to 25 hours of video lectures. Students can watch the lectures at their own pace. And to earn the certificate, the students need to complete the 3 modules of the program. However, if they're interested in taking only 1 or 2 modules, that is certainly acceptable. But instead of getting the certificate, we would offer to those students a letter of completion for each separate module. In Module 1, students will learn about food safety, quality control, and employee safety. The topic of the lectures in the food safety portion of this module covers the different hazards associated with food, basic microbiology, allergens, hygiene, and sanitation. When learning about quality control and assurance, students will be presented with information on quality parameters, good manufacturing practices, and other quality controls and safety systems available for the food industry. Also, in this module, regulations and an overall understanding of food safety from farm to fork will be presented. In the last portion of Module 1, students will learn about product testing, auditing, inspections, recalls, and employee safety. In Module 2, concepts of food processing and product development will be presented. For food processing, it will include different unit operations common to the food industry like drying, thermal processes, and mixing, besides an overview of plant layout and production flow, record keeping, production scheduling, and lean manufacturing practices. In the product development portion, the students will be in contact with information on ingredients, sensory analysis, packaging, scaling up, and the management of proprietary information, which is very important for the food industry. In the last module, aspects of business growth strategies and human resources will be covered. Under the business growth strategies, students will learn about market research, marketing, distribution, and logistics, how to manage expansion of production capacity and financial planning. The last portion of the program will help them develop better skills related to leadership, communication, employee relations, employee recruitment and retention, as well as conflict resolution. So as you can see, it's a very broad program, Andy.
You know, that's an excellent compilation of areas that people deal with every day. I'm just looking through these modules and I'm very impressed with the amount of content, the basic science that is related to food, as well as the softer sciences that are critical in that type of environment, which is food production. It's conflict resolution. Let me ask, who can apply for such a program?
Well, anyone can apply for the program. Anyone that is currently working in the food industry or planning to make a career in the industry without a formal education in food science and technology can apply and would certainly benefit from this program. The only thing required is basic familiarity with a web browser, email, word processing, and the ability to locate specific information on the internet. So it's very easy. Content in each module is presented in a combination of formats including pre-recorded videos, PowerPoint presentations, and text.
You know, Andreia, or Dr. Huebner, this is an exciting program. I just have a question in the back of my mind. How much does this all cost? And you mentioned that you can take each module individually, and so you don't need a college degree to enter, and you don't need to have an English requirement. Some of these college programs require an English test. If you could review those questions, I'd appreciate it.
Sure. Well, we don't have a requirement of like an English testing requirement, but the person needs to master the English language because all the content is in English. So they have to be able to understand and answer questions in English because after each video lecture, there is a very short quiz to assess how the students are learning. And that's very important to us and to the students to make sure that they are getting the information that we're providing. So there's like a short test quiz of 10 questions, alternative questions, multiple choices. So it's very simple, but it's a tool. It's a very effective tool in telling us how the students are receiving the information. So they need to master the English language. As far as the cost, the students can register for the whole program, the 3 modules, and the cost is $2,400. And if they decide to register for each module separately, then it's $900 per module. It's a little more expensive, but by no means it's cost prohibitive.
You know, those prices seem to be extremely reasonable. I do have a question for those that do not have an employer education program. Are there sort of federal or local loans that are available for employees of limited resources?
There are some states that will offer through their workforce development some opportunities. And also for those that are in the military, some VA offices might be able to work with us to help those individuals to get their education.
Outstanding. You know, I have been in school for a long time and I have degrees. Question that always questions me, I always ask it, and I've taught at various universities, is what are the tests like? Are they really hard or are they easy?
Well, in this course, we designed the quizzes with, like, our intention was for the students, if they pay attention to the video lectures that they are watching and take a few notes while doing so, they should certainly have no problem passing the quizzes. And like I said, the quiz is just an assessment tool. Of course, we will require them to achieve a minimum amount of assertion in those quizzes to receive the certificate, but so far we have had no problems with students passing the quizzes.
Excellent. And again, I've taught a lot of classes, I've taken a lot of classes. Are there any written paper requirements or assignments to complete?
No, just the quizzes after each lecture.
Very good. Dr. Huebner, this is an exciting development that a national university, nationally ranked university, is sponsoring a program that has some real content to it. Can you address for a minute what employers can do in addition to this to support their employees in obtaining educational opportunities?
Well, at the university, we offer other workshops and trainings that can also be of help to the industry. But in this case, I think that this is an excellent program for training and retention of employees, as we discussed earlier in this interview. And I think the employers, could certainly support their employees by either helping with the tuition or allowing them time and to go through the program. I think it's an excellent opportunity for employers and employees to advance the quality and safety of their products.
Excellent. Dr. Huebner, you've been an excellent guest today, very informative and very direct in your responses. Can I ask about your current and future projects at the university?
Yes. On a regular basis, we offer through the FPC workshops and trainings like Better Process Control School for those in the industry involved with canning. We also offer a slightly different version of the school for those working only with acidified foods, and we call that Acidified Better Process Control Schools. Also, on a regular basis, we offer workshops on different topics, for example, extrusion and ingredients. And more information about the upcoming workshops and training sessions can be found at our website at www.fpc.unl.edu. In the FPC, we have pilot plans available for the food industry so they can use on a fee basis. We also offer laboratory services and consulting and expertise in the areas of product development, nutritional labeling, marketing analysis, food safety and quality, shelf life studies, validation studies, and ingredient testing. So we're here to help the industry in whatever their needs may be. As far as future projects, we're always looking for opportunities to help the food industry. And we now are planning on developing a training program for companies that have quality control laboratories in place and would like to train their employees so they can run pathogenic testing for their products. So, as I say, we are always trying to look for opportunities and help the industry however we can, either by training or by consulting with our expertise or even providing services.
Well, the last item you mentioned, the training program for companies that have in-house laboratories, is one of my specialties, as you know. The AME food testing laboratories, we install DNA testing to give quantitative real-time PCR or polymers chain reaction results. We train in-house people. So I think your program, and I'm just going to say this from my own personal opinion, is on an excellent track to support ongoing workforce education and training, and really benefiting the industry and the employer specifically. I can't give you enough praise for the online format and the reasonable pricing. As I mentioned, I'm in an online doctoral program, and the pricing is reasonable, but it's still burdensome. The idea of having evaluative type quizzes rather than elaborative researched papers on an academic rather than operational basis. These are all features that personally impress me about your program. And I'd like to thank you for making such an excellent appearance on the show and allow you a few minutes to just conclude your remarks and to just give us a final briefing on your program.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Andy, for the opportunity to come to your show and talk about our program. We're really, really excited, and I cannot tell you how much we have high hopes that this program will help the industry in the quest for products that are of higher quality and safety. So I cannot emphasize here enough how much that is important to us, how much is important for the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, for the Food Processing Center, and for myself to be able to help the industry providing products in the market that are of quality and safety for our consumers. So thank you so much, and we're very excited about the program, and we can't wait to have lots of students registered.
Well, I'd like to invite you to come back on the show when you have any future additions to your program, and to explain it to the industry again.
Yes, that will be a pleasure. So we'll just keep in touch, and hopefully in the near future I'll be back with more opportunities.
Thank you much, Dr. Huebner, and appreciate it, and wish you a good day.
Thank you much, Andy, and have a good day.
Bye now. Okay.
You too, Andy. Bye
Okay.
now.